Some countries have done more, and some countries are bigger economies, which means that the amounts are very big. At the same time, we also know that there are really worries with the budget deficits in most of the European countries, and there are the problems.
At the recent EU summit in Brussels, Kaja Kallas proposed a new approach where countries should contribute based on their economic strength, measured by gross national income, GNI. But not everyone is on board. Big players like France and Italy resist the idea, arguing they shouldn't bear a heavier load than smaller nations. In this video, we're going to throw light on the infighting within the European Union and explore if the EU is on the verge of breakdown due to Ukraine. At the summit, EU leaders did not endorse the target to mobilize 5 billion euros to procure 2 million ammunition rounds for Ukraine, which Zelensky desperately has asked. After all, artillery shells are cheaper and easier to acquire than advanced weapons. If we are not able to decide right now for the whole year that is coming, let us decide on the short term, which are the imminent needs that Ukraine has regarding the ammunition right now. President Volodymyr Zelensky made the same request in a virtual speech to leaders in the room. We need funds for artillery shells and would really appreciate Europe's support with at least 5 billion euros as soon as possible, he said. But neither Kallas nor Zelensky managed to sway leaders. The larger plan devised by High Representative Kaja Kallas to raise up to 40 billion euros in fresh military support for Ukraine also failed to gain the necessary political traction during a summit of European Union leaders on Thursday, throwing its viability into serious doubt. The reaction was so lukewarm that some diplomats declared the project dead.
I think it's important to have a tangible result.
The debacle around the Kallas plan is not entirely surprising. Notably, Kallas has proposed that a portion of the military contributions be done in line with each country's economic weight, using gross national income, GNI, as the chief indicator to ensure a fair distribution of donations. This model has been met with great resistance from big countries like France and Italy, who would be expected to put forward sizable contributions under the GNI key. Meanwhile, other countries have raised questions about how national pledges, such as the 15 billion euros mentioned by Costa, would be taken into account, and how many non-EU countries, like the UK and Norway, would be added to the common undertaking. Capitals have also been pushing for answers on how the plan integrates the 18 billion euros that the EU will supply Kyiv as part of an extraordinary loan backed by the windfall profits of Russia's frozen assets. There is an additional question on how effective the initiative might be in practice if, from the beginning, it is built as a voluntary scheme to bypass Hungary's veto. Despite the diminishing hopes, some diplomats say the Kallas plan may still be salvaged by making strategic tweaks, most notably by removing the GNI indicator. The rejection of Kaja Kallas's proposal highlights deep divisions within the EU, where economic fairness clashes with the national interest of its members. With major powers resisting financial burdens and internal divisions deepening, the bloc's unity appears increasingly fragile. Is this just another policy dispute? If dropping the GNI rule can save EU unity, should leaders compromise? It looks like Europe is falling apart due to Ukraine. To what extent will be clear in the coming days. We will be closely tracking the same. Subscribe to us to stay updated. Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, comment,